Hi.
Hi. You speak English?
Yeah, I was speaking.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
Great.
Great. Yeah. I'm doing okay. Have you ever seen any of this footage before?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Do you know what's going on?
Yeah, it's animal cruelty.
Yeah. What sort
Industry.
of footage have you seen before? Like Facebook, YouTube?
Yes, Facebook. You know, some of my friends have shown me videos like this before.
When you see something like that or online, how does it make you feel?
It has an effect on me, especially. You know, it's not a good thing. I empathize with them.
Yeah. And what part of it, like when you see an animal in this position, like why do you think you're able to connect with them so much? Why do you think you have those feelings that you do?
Because they're living beings, just like me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's powerful that you said that, because we live in a world where this is normal. But sadly, most people haven't seen this footage before. It's something that goes on behind closed doors, in a slaughterhouse, in a factory farm. And then when it gets brought to the public like this, and we're able to see this truth, we do have different reactions. We're able to empathize with the animals. We're able to relate back to personal stories that we've had when connecting with animals before. Because when you see this at all, do you ever think like about the life that they had before being in this position, or the life that they could have had versus how we've put them in this position now? Like, what are your thoughts on that? When you see the animals like this, do you think that they deserve a life of freedom, respect, trust? How do you feel about that?
Of course, they deserve a life of freedom. Of course.
Yeah.
Better treatment, especially. I mean, that is the worst thing to see. Like animals living in cages, never seeing the sun. It's so terrible.
Yeah. And you would say that what you've seen here online would be animal cruelty?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And you're against animal cruelty?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think most people are. I think deep down inside, when we're able to really listen to our hearts, we're against any injustice when we see it happen in front of us. Because I'm sure if you saw someone doing that to an animal, or anything that you've seen here, right over there on the other side of the street, you would say something, you would do something, you would instantly stop them. And that's how it was for me too, growing up, because I used to eat a lot of animals. I used to hunt as well. Do you eat animals?
I'm cutting down a little bit, actually.
Cutting down? Yeah, which animals do you eat?
Actually.
Fish.
Fish?
Yeah, a little bit fish, but I've cut down, you know, on meat, especially.
Yeah, why were you cutting down? Was it because of something like this?
Because of this, exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen videos like this, and I don't want to, you know, give my money to those people.
Yeah, because if you look at it, like, if you think about it, your dollar is a vote. And the choices that we have on this planet today, what we choose to wear, what we choose to eat, the products we choose to buy, the industries we choose to support, that all comes down to a powerful choice that we have to make. And do we want that decision to impact another living being's life? And that's the question that I asked myself. So are you familiar with veganism, being vegan?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on being vegan?
I'm almost, you know, semi-vegetarian.
Okay.
But I think it's very hard to, you know, just become vegan. You know.
Yeah.
What do you cut down on a lot of stuff?
Sure. What do you think is the most difficult part about being vegan in your eyes?
You know, the milk industry. I think lots of food, you know, they have milk inside them. And it's hard to cut down on chocolate and things like that.
So it's just the mass amount of products that we have, and they're just putting milk and eggs into everything, right?
Exactly.
And do you think a challenging part of veganism for you would be breaking old habits, since we've been conditioned a certain way? Is that something that's a thought in your mind of saying, like, how am I supposed to give up all the things that I once loved to now adopt this completely new lifestyle that has completely different foods?
Yeah.
Is that a thought for you?
Yeah.
And because that was for me. In the beginning, before I went vegan, which was 4.5 years ago, I said, how am I supposed to change my entire lifestyle? Because if you think about it, it's like an ideological shift. It's a lifestyle shift. It's, I grew up in America eating meat every single day, eating animals every single day, wearing animals.
From America?
Yeah, from America. And so I lived the standard American lifestyle there. And then when I found out about veganism, when I watched this footage and I looked into their eyes, because would you call yourself animal lovers?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, and do you think that you can love animals and eat them too?
I mean, treat them better. You know?
Treat them better, yeah, but do you think that love would stop the second a knife gets taken across their throat?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
It depends on your belief.
Yeah, on what is cruel or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think taking the life of any innocent being that doesn't want to die is cruel?
Well, in my belief, yeah.
Yeah. And most people feel that way. Because that's the thing, we have these terms that go on in this world, organic, free range, humane, right? And these industries are what I believe, and what I think and know is the truth, is that these are all marketing terms. They're all meant to confuse us, to cloud our minds. I used to think that I wanted to buy local, buy organic, buy humane. Do you know what the definition of humane is? To show compassion or benevolence. So do you think there's a way to compassionately kill any being that doesn't want to die?
Not if it doesn't want to die.
And that's the thing, that's the missing word here is consent. It's no animal on this footage, no animal in the world that we're consuming for food, or that we're wearing for their products, or that we're supporting the industries that are exploiting on them for medical testing or horse races or zoos. None of them have given human beings consent. And that's when the light bulb switched in my head, and I said, you know what? If I'm not going to do this to my own dog or cat, because we love our dogs and our cats and our companion animals. We pay for their vet bills, we take them on walks, and we really care about them. But we've chosen to love some animals as our companions, but then, and then other animals to eat. And do you think there's sort of some hypocrisy there in how we've been raised?
Yeah, it is. It's culture. It's how the society made us think.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when we look at culture, when we look at tradition, when we look at habits, no wonder people aren't adopting a vegan lifestyle as easy as most people are now, because we've been conditioned one way. When we're born, you don't get to say, oh, I want to eat vegetables or I want to eat animals. Your parents just give you the products that they give you. Not because they're bad people. I don't think your parents say, I want to give you chicken because I want you to contribute to this. They do it because that's how they've been conditioned. That's how they've been raised. But it's this cycle. And I think what we're seeing now is people are waking up. People are connecting to what their heart is saying, and they're looking at this footage. They're seeing it on Facebook, on YouTube, and they're saying, just like you said, I'm empathizing with them. I'm connecting with these individuals. Because do you think if given the choice, the animal would choose life or death?
Life.
And that, I would say, ask yourself over and over, because if you're going to say life as confident as that, that's what veganism represents. That's saying that now I want to choose to live a lifestyle that's in alignment with that belief, because that's the belief I have. I believe, and every vegan here believes, that all animals, if given the choice, would choose to live a life of freedom, respect, justice, one where they're not being, even if they're raised on a farm and they're treated really nicely, at the end of the day, they're getting sent to the same slaughterhouse. And I think that as it's getting more normalized, as we're seeing veganism pop up here and there. Are you from here?
Yeah, we're from
Okay, and so veganism is on the rise here as well. I've been traveling around the Nordic countries and seeing it everywhere. And there's vegan restaurants, there's vegan hamburger joints, vegan pizza places, vegan falafel places. If it's getting easier for us and more convenient, then that inconvenience excuse is starting to fade away.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, would you say that your taste is more important than an animal's life?
I ask myself that question a lot.
Yeah, and what did you come? What conclusion did you come to?
Just eat meat because of the taste, like nothing else. So I was like, if something is really bad for you, I really think about my health. If something is really bad for you, then would you eat it because of the taste, or would you eat it because of your health?
Yeah.
Like, people just do what they like, just what they taste. Like, if it's good, then they eat it.
We're wired that way.
Yeah.
We're wired to love those tastes because it's how we've been raised.
Yeah.
But if you could live a happy and healthy life with eating food that still tastes good without causing unnecessary harm to animals, why wouldn't we all do it?
True.
That's veganism. That's veganism at its core. It's saying, it's tough. Being vegan's easy. Changing your mindset, changing your lifestyle, that thought, that's the tough part. That's the people who are saying, how am I supposed to go from living this one way, eating the foods that I love and that taste so good? See you guys later. Eating foods that have tasted so good to me and that I've loved my whole life, and that my comfort food, we all have our comfort food, right?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to go from here to here and now be vegan? That's why finding your why. And when it becomes about the ethical side of it, when it becomes about the animals and you can empathize with them and make that connection and say that a cat, a dog, a cow, a pig, a fish, they would all choose life, like you said. And if that's your belief and that's what you truly think, then that's when veganism becomes easy. Because could you ever see yourself being vegan in the future?
I could, but I think it would be really, really tough.
Yeah.
Really hard.
What would be the hardest thing for you right now?
You know, just to switch
Yeah.
the food.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To change your mindset, to change your shopping, go to the store and buy new foods, right? New restaurants. So I'll tell you, that gets easy really quickly.
Okay.
With any new habit, when you don't exercise and you're like, all right, I'm gonna start working out, it sucks in the beginning, right? You don't wanna go to the gym, you don't wanna start lifting, you don't wanna exercise. But after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, exercising becomes a normal part of your life. Same with veganism. I went vegan like that, on the spot, because I watched this footage. I understood the health side effects of the negative side effects of eating animal products, and that's all out there for anyone to know. And we know what animal products are doing to our body negatively. When I put all of this information together, I was like, I can't be anything else. I'm gonna now make myself learn what I now need to shop for. I need to go make myself learn on what restaurants I can go to now. Because I've been to so many non-vegan restaurants here in Copenhagen in the last 5 days, and they all have vegan options. Not everyone, but it's getting there. It's just about that desire on the inside. That's why I might take some time for you. So what I have, I'll give you this. I have these 2 cards for you. So I'll give this one to you, but let me decode it for you. Let me give you some really useful information based off this conversation. Some great documentaries and YouTubes to watch. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
So there's some awesome Netflix documentaries like Forks Over Knives and What the Health is all going to be about the health side of it. So if you're interested in your own health, highly recommend watching Forks Over Knives.
Forks Over Knives.
And What the Health.
Okay.
Those will be on the health. If you're into the environment, learning more about how animal agriculture is negatively impacting the environment. Cowspiracy.
I've heard about Cowspiracy.
Yeah, Cowspiracy is a great documentary. But this one, I highly recommend on YouTube if you have 45 minutes. This speech is your wake-up call. This is what literally has woken up a lot of people and made the connection for a lot of people to really give you a lot more information than what we covered today, and done in a way that just says, you know what? Both of your hearts already has veganism in there. Like what you have said and what you've talked about today literally fills my heart with joy, because it's refreshing to speak with people who get it, who can empathize with the animals and aren't making all those excuses saying veganism's not right because of A, B, and C. You get it, but you understand that it might be a challenge for you. That's why right here we have Vegan22. Do you have Facebook?
Yeah.
So vegan22.com is a free 22-day vegan challenge on Facebook. It puts you in a group with people who are doing the challenge together, and there's mentors in there. So if you're like, do you have a free 7-day meal plan? Someone will send it to you. Do you know what I can shop for at this grocery store? Do you know some vegan restaurants in Denmark? And you just ask your questions and people are there, because most of the time it's really hard for people because they don't have a support system. And they go into this new lifestyle and they're like, what do I do? Where do I shop? What foods do I buy? Because at the end of the day, if you have that love in your heart, you have the respect for the animals like you do, veganism is easy. I can see you both being vegan, but I am mindful of, you just came and you watched slaughterhouse footage today, and now thinking of changing, like walking away being like, now my life has changed, is a big thought. But I will tell you, it gets so easy. Because at the end of the day, I can now go to sleep and say, hey, I'm living in consistency with my belief that I love animals. I want to treat them all with respect, all of them. And now I can be like, hey, I'm doing that. And it just, like, life gets better. Like, it's really amazing. Not saying that life's not good for you guys, but like, life got so much better for me. And that's why Vegan22 is something I recommend trying. Is that something that you think you guys would be interested in?
Yeah. Sure.
Sign up for that on Facebook, see the group. You might be surprised that you don't need a 22-day challenge, and look into that and educate yourself. And what's your name?
My name is Faisal.
Faisal, Joshua. Yeah, what's your name?
Ali.
Ali, nice to meet you. Yeah, I really appreciate you stopping by and having this conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's important, you know.
Yeah.
It's everyday lifestyle. We consume food every day, you know.
Yeah. So, we have a powerful choice, 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What were you saying?
Are you guys all from America, or?
No, everyone here, I believe most people are from Denmark. I've just been traveling around doing these around the world, just really speaking up for the animals on a mass level, because I went vegan in the start for health. It was all about my own health. Then I looked into animal agriculture, and when I watched this footage, I said, it's one thing to be vegan, but now I need to go actively help others. I need to go have great conversations with people like you, right?
You started to become vegan because of your health.
Yeah, I Googled healthiest diet. Veganism came up, I started reading all these studies, looking at the leading cause of death in the world, what causes that, how heart disease is the leading, heart disease is the leading cause of death in the world, leading cause of that, arterial plaque buildup, atherosclerosis, which is caused from excess amount of dietary cholesterol, which comes from meat, animal products. So when I saw that and I read that, I was like, why? If I don't have to, if I can thrive and survive on eating only plants, there's Olympic gold medalists, rugby players, basketball players, American football players who are all vegan. And if they could do it and I could do it and everyone here could do it, like that was a no-brainer for me. And I could save animals. Like that's a beautiful thought. But really appreciate you guys taking time. I'm a hugger. You guys made my day. Thank you so much.
Made mine too.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much.
Which video was it?
Yeah, this speech is your wake-up call.
This one is the...
Yeah, take both of these, because both of these are really good. They're two different speeches.
Okay.
Yeah. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, enjoy.
Have a nice day.
Have a good one.